Well, howdy. I'm from Texas. We say howdy a lot. In fact, yeah, there's a few Aggies out here. I can find them. Every lecture I start at Texas A&M, we start the same way. The professor walks up and says, howdy. And what are the students supposed to say back? That was poor. Howdy. There we go. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. This is the first time I've got to address a MonaVie crowd. I'm a husband. I'm a father, 2 children, a little boy and a little girl. I'm a fruit grower. I have a farm. We grow grapes. We have a vineyard. I'm a fruit processor. I understand about processing fruits and all it entails. I'm a professor. I teach food chemistry. Wow, we get to eat our experiments at the end of the day. How awesome is that? And I'm a researcher. I'm a phytochemist. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about phytochemistry and a little bit about some of the MonaVie products. MonaVie Essential. You guys ever heard of MonaVie Essential before? This is original. The original juice. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why these fruits, why the blend, and why the benefit. Now, I heard a few people earlier this morning say, we're going to get into a company and sell juice? I've dedicated my entire professional career to studying juice. Tell you what, can't think of a better thing to study. So let's get into just a little bit about MonaVie Essential and what it is. Obviously, it features what fruit? Acai. Wow. Love acai. It's got 18 other fruits, too. So, you're talking to people and you go, wow, acai is so special. But what about those other 18 fruits? Are they important? Why are they there? Got to ask yourself there. I love the way MonaVie actually discusses these fruits. It says balance, variety, and moderation. I think that describes MonaVie Essential very, very well. It gives you a high level of antioxidants. By the way, I'm a phytochemist. A lot of phytochemicals are antioxidants. So really, I'm an antioxidant researcher. They're giving you key nutrients, okay? Nutrients that are not necessarily antioxidants, but many of which are. And a very unique blend of these phytochemicals. That's what really kind of makes these products unique, okay? So blend it together. You ever thought about this? What is their combined effect of consuming any one fruit versus consuming them all together? That's what I want to talk to you about today. So this is the ingredient list for MonaVie Essential. Okay? We see juices with a J next to it, and we see purees with a P next to it. So the purees, you're getting more fiber, products like that. But as a phytochemist, I've kind of segregated this list off just a little bit. I've divided them into 3 categories, and as a phytochemist, I look at these and go, you know what? Look at the fruits on the left there. Those are fruits that are very high in flavonoids. Flavonoids are some of our best antioxidant phytochemicals. These are the the powerhouse of the phytochemical world. The middle column there, those are fruits that are really high in phenolic acids. Also fantastic antioxidants, high bioactivity associated with them. And on the far right, we see fruits that contain high levels of carotenoids. These are fat-soluble compounds, also antioxidants, and they all have, of course, very high levels of ascorbic acid or vitamin C. So as a phytochemist, I look at these fruits from a totally different perspective, and the fact that what I see there is phytochemical soup. Okay, I told you I taught food chemistry, right? So take out your pen and paper and start copying down chemical structures. There will be an exam at the end of this lecture. I don't know why students are afraid of chemical structures. But what you see there is a diversity of compounds. And what I want to try to describe to you is a difference between what we call a synergistic effect and an additive effect. Okay? Here's what I think is going on in MonaVie Essential. Let's first look at synergy. Now, what you see in the marketplace is a lot of products that claim we have a synergistic blend of this, that, and the other thing. What is synergy? Okay? Because synergy is basically when you take 2 of those individual phytochemicals or more and you measure them in some sort of laboratory test, and together their effect is greater than the sum of the parts. Okay? The problem we have is that fruits themselves are not additive. There's no such thing as additive effects. a chemical effect or a biological effect. Okay, whole fruits are not synergistic. So if somebody tells you they have a synergistic blend of fruits, they're just, not quite telling the full truth. Okay? Phytochemicals, however, in fruits may be synergistic. Okay? May be synergistic. Maybe synergistic in the product or maybe synergistic in your body. The key here is that you have to eat them first before you get the synergies, right? So you have to eat the product. That kind of makes sense. We call this the 1 + 1 = 3 effect. That's great. Eat one, eat another one, and get a better combined effect. That's great. But you know what? In science, this doesn't happen very often. This is a very rare event, and it doesn't always translate to the body. Here's what I think is going on with MonaVie Essential. We have an additive effect. Okay? What an additive effect is when the sum of the parts equal the greater whole. Okay? There are literally thousands, as Dr. Landis described, literally thousands of phytochemicals in MonaVie Essential, and all the MonaVie products. Okay? Together, they create what I call the additive effect. That I have flavonoids, I have phenolic acids, I have carotenoids, I have vitamins, I have minerals that are all together doing what they're supposed to do in your body. Okay? Make sense? So there is an inherent benefit then of eating all these fruits. Really, this is a 1 + 1 = 2. Okay? Maybe not as good as a 1 + 1 = 3, but let me ask you this question. Would you rather have a couple of unique synergistic events or many, 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 many additive effects? I'll take the additive effects every time. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you. So, why MonaVie? Why am I coming here talking today about MonaVie? Well, first of all, they have done a lot of work in exploring the world, trying to find unique fruits that are, first of all, nutrient dense. That's important. Concentration matters. They have to be there in a high enough concentration to have this additive effect. They're beneficial to health. The scientific literature on these compounds, these phytochemicals, is overwhelming for ability to promote health. Obviously, there's a unique phytochemical profile. Each one of the MonaVie products has a unique chemistry to it. And the flavors, wow, pretty incredible, aren't they? So what I see as a scientific advisory member board here is that MonaVie has a commitment to quality science that is peer-reviewed. In the academic world, peer review is the gold standard. If other scientists don't agree with our findings, then it's invalid. MonaVie's work is peer-reviewed, and they're not afraid to make changes. Jeff Graham's going to come out later today and tell you some of the changes that have come about for the products. And for me personally, that's very important, the fact that this company is not staying in its same mold. They're changing, they're breaking new bounds, new barriers, and trying to make improvements. And acai. I started researching acai in 2002. To be honest with you, for the last 8 years, there's not been a day that has gone by that I or my graduate students have not researched acai in my lab. I'm the biggest fan of acai there is. And to be honest with you, I am constantly, after 8 years, every single day, weekends included, every single day, we are constantly amazed. And what I'm finding every day in the lab is that this fruit is probably one of the most complex fruits we'll find on the planet. Just last week, we discovered new compounds in acai that we never knew were there after 8 years of every day in the lab. Wow. It's an amazing fruit. So my take-home message to you is very simple. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're at the tip of the iceberg for research and development, and tomorrow is going to bring amazing new things for acai. So with that, I'll stop and have Jeff come out, and I'm just pleased to be here and the commitment to science that this company has.